Hey everyone, Jeff from PhotoWalk Pro, and in this short video I'm going to show you a quick and easy way to get rid of power lines in your photographs. Power lines are really pesky, they kind of really get in the way, they can ruin a shot, but that doesn't mean you have to live with them if you own Photoshop. So I'm going to show you my little four-step process to getting rid of power lines. It doesn't work for all of them, but for a good portion of them it's a pretty easy fix and it's really fast. So step one, come over here to your toolbar and select the spot healing brush tool. That's number one. Okay, step two, go up to the top under the options for that tool and make sure content aware is selected, because we all know content aware is where the magic happens. It's where the pixels are analyzed and then replaced with surrounding pixels so that you never knew they were there. Okay, that's step two. Step one, spot healing brush. Step two, content aware. Step three is select a brush size that is large enough to cover the power line, but not too large. I mean, I'm going to go ahead and zoom in just a little bit here so you can see. I mean, I don't need a brush left and right brackets. Remember, boys and girls, left and right. There we go. There's the right bracket. I don't need anything this huge, but then again, I don't want it to be too small. I don't want it to be like, the exact same size as that power line. I need to give a little play in here because there's a little droop in the power line, and I want this thing to cover the whole thing, and you'll see why in step four. So step three is to select the correct brush size for what you're working with. Okay, step four is kind of a two-parter. So part one is click on one end of the power line. Part two is to go to the other end of the power line, and before you click, hold the shift key down, then click once. And look at that. It draws, it completes the line from point A to point B by holding that shift key down. It automatically fills that line in, and then look, content aware fills in your picture. It's that easy. I mean, it's that simple. So let me do it again right here. I'm going to click once. I'm going to come up here and click one more time. And there you go. Look at it. It's just drawing those lines straight as can be. Now here's the thing. It is straight. So if you have some droop in the power lines, you might have to do it in segments, but you can do that. I mean, you can do that really easily. Let me go ahead and hit this one right here. It's another straight one. This is just actually kind of fun. I could do this all day. But on the other hand, I hate power lines, so I'd rather not have to do this at all. The other thing I was going to tell you is if you did this in segments, say it was a little bit of a droop, you could go and do one segment. So I'll click here and then I'll kind of click in the middle here to do segment one. Okay, now here's the kind of cool thing is that that last point that I clicked on, if I go up here and I hold the shift key, it'll just continue on from that point and fill that in. Now you can see there's a little bit left in the middle, so that's no big deal. I just draw that in. I'll just kind of color over that real quick, and there you go. Look at that. Power lines are gone. So here's before, and here's after. Now, you can see some shifting in the pixels and such when I click between them, but I'll tell you what, if you walked up to this photograph and never knew there were power lines, you wouldn't know any better. You wouldn't know that I used a really cool tool to get rid of them. So the last thing I'm going to do to this photograph is down here, because you know what, I've got power lines that lead to nowhere. So I'm going to go ahead and just, now I'm not going to do a straight line thing. I'm just going to come in here and just kind of fill in like this, just kind of paint in and get rid of that power pole right there. And let's see what we get, because sometimes it does a pretty amazing job. Look at that. Okay, that's not so good, but there you go. Now I'm going to zoom back out. Come on. How cool is that? That's pretty freaking amazing if you ask me. So anyway, power lines, no power lines. Power lines, no power lines. Just remember, come over here, spot healing brush tool, content aware fill, the right brush size, and then click once, hold shift, and click on the other end. That's it. Power lines are gone. You can move on with your edits, and life is good. All right, that was my quick tip from Photoshop. I'm Jeff from PhotoWalk Pro, and you have a great day.